Hey folks, how's it going? Dr. Spin, eclectic album reviews and general musical meanderings. And if this is the point in the post where you usually get a little bit in and decide, well, I'm not going to watch this right now, stop. Go ahead and pause for a second because I really want to get you hip to an album that I've been very, very excited about this year. And that album is Kate Davis's Trophy. Now, here's how it happened to me. At the end of last year, I was parsing through the Bandcamp's 100 albums for 2019. And this... the featured track for this album, called Daisy, popped up. I immediately noticed that tune was super catchy and super memorable, but it also harbored within it some ideas, I think, that revealed some deeper knowledge of musical understanding.
I'm trying to think about dreams I've had, happy or sad or the middle. Sometimes about you with or without you, still leaving me in the dark. I am dragging out of bed, but I'm still coming up to Daisy.
I was very fascinated by the structure of this song. I was very immediately taken by the way that she structured melodies. A closer inspection of those melodies revealed that there's quite a bit going on in them. For example, the second half of the melody, she does this really cool thing where she's got a melodic cell in 7, which is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? And she takes that 7 and puts it over a 4/4 beat. And it gives it this feeling as it kind of drops an eighth note each measure of being kind of naturally syncopated. And she goes on to the next bit, right? And she's really clever about this too, because this could sound real mathematic. You could continue doing that 7 over the 4/4, and eventually you drop enough eighth notes to where you end up back where you started. But that would take way too long for just like a song. Like she's trying to get something that's memorable, not just necessarily mathematic, but memorable. So she adds an eighth note at the end of the second part of that phrase. There. And that spot where she has that eighth note added, she just takes a breath there. It makes it sound very natural, but it allows the melody to come back on a part of the beat that's more accessible. And then it allows it to be a nice, clear 4-measure phrase. Which is pretty cool with... goes into the next bit. I think there's a lot of stuff going on in the song, clearly, that is not only serves the song well from a structural standpoint, but this interesting in a very deep musical way. And they're not the kind of ideas that a person that just kind of, oh, I'm going to sit down and write a song kind of comes up with. But it's also, they're used in a way that are very comfortable. It kind of made me think Kate Davis has done a lot of really intense musical study. So I kind of did a little bit of turning over of rocks and checking her out, and lo and behold, I stumbled across this.
I said I'm gonna lock my heart and throw away the key, 'cause I'm wise to all those tricks you played on me. I said I'm gonna turn my back on love, gonna snub the moon above, fill my windows up with tin.
Holy cow. That's a performance that she didn't really even prepare for that much. She was called in 2015 to go do a stand-in at the Kennedy Center in DC, and that's what she did. And that by itself says a lot about where Kate Davis is coming from. Turns out that Kate Davis is kind of a little bit of a prodigy. She had a lot of success in high school, had high school training and as a violinist and a string person, and then studied in the Manhattan School of Music. And during her tenure there, studied jazz and also took a kind of a deep dive into the Great American Songbook. Although Trophy is Kate Davis's debut album, she has been kind of in the background, sort of cultivating her own musicianship in this in this field. And her acquaintance with this music made her very aware of stylistic convention.
You know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, Yeah, it's pretty clear, I ain't no size 2, but I can shake it like I'm supposed to.
You'll forgive me for going down the rabbit hole a little bit on her background, because neither of those clips show up on Trophy, but I think that having an understanding of her background and of the training and the investment that she's put into her musicianship sheds a lot of light on the successes of Trophy. And I think that Trophy is extremely successful. There's a great interaction in all the songs between the rhythm section and the melody. And that kind of interaction only can come from a person who really has a great understanding of how songs are crafted and how they interact with one another. Her very inventive use of melody and her awareness of the importance of accompaniment to the song, as well as a kind of an advanced idea about what song structures are like and what you can get away with inside of a strong song structure and still give it some accessibility. All of those things that we see on Daisy show up throughout the entire album. It's all extremely masterful in terms of its craft. If you're a fan of music that enjoys the details in a 3 or 4 minute pop song and finding out what the boundaries are inside of a 3 or 4 minute pop song and still make it effective, you will love Trophy.
This is me noticing that this time the stars have aligned. This is me saying that you really need to make up your mind this time. Tell me, what are you afraid of? Why do you hide? Show me everything you feel and feel inside. 'Cause I'm running,
If it seems incongruous that Kate Davis, the caretaker of the Great American Songbook, with a slightly wholesome image, I might add, is the same person as the Kate Davis who's with the dark eyeliner and the indie pop image that created Trophy, you should keep in mind that that's purposeful. She's very aware of the importance of her image and her identity in the music that she creates. She can't come at making an album like Trophy with her sort of jazz identity going on. And it's all part of this, the craft that she's put into creating the identity for herself and the album Trophy.
I'm cleaning out the cup you're bleeding away. It's all carry out. My love, we're hand in glove now. I can't hear you. Here you are, but I can't hear you. Here you are, but I can't hear you. Here you are, I can't hear you. While I'm cleaning out the cup you're bleeding away.
I bought Kate Davis's Trophy through Bandcamp, and I would encourage you to do the same. Please support the artist in these situations. You know, if you stream it a little bit and decide that you like it, go ahead and invest in buying some sort of merchandise from the artist, because this is the time right now when independent artists are going to have a hard time, and they could really use your help, and we need their help because they're going to help us move forward as things progress in the coming months. So Kate Davis's Trophy, highly, highly suggested, and I would love to hear your feedback on the album if you get an opportunity to listen to it. Okay. And that's all I got for Trophy this week. So if you like the video, please like it and then subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me over on Spotify. I've already got a Kate Davis track up on the playlist for 2020. Might slap another one up in there. And if you really like the video, of course, share it with your friends. I don't do this for any kind of financial gain. I do it because I enjoy music and I enjoy turning people on to music. That's great. And I really like to shed light on maybe artists that you might not have heard before, who deserve the attention. And I believe strongly that Kate Davis is one of those. Check it out if you get a chance. And until I see you next week, I'll catch you on the flip side.
Sit down.